Hey, I want to follow up on the talk about LT. I'm pretty stoked on his replacement, Ryan Matthews, not only because he's from my hometown, but he went to my dad's alma mater, Fresno State. I want to get your guys' opinion on that.
He should be the first rookie running back taken in this draft simply because they've given him the opportunity. Here's the opportunity. Norv Turner has coached now the two best fantasy running backs of all time, LaDainian Tomlinson and Emmitt Smith. Now, I'm not saying that Ryan Matthews is going to be LaDainian Tomlinson or Emmitt Smith. That's a pretty tall order. But they're giving him the full opportunity to do this. It's either he or Javid Best should be the first rookie running backs to come off the board, I feel. Can he handle the pressure? He's not playing in New York. He's playing in San Diego.
Hey, Buster.
Yeah.
You play fantasy football as well?
I'm an amateur follower, yeah.
Okay. And are you a Chargers fan?
I have to admit, yeah, I am.
All right. No. It's one of those things when you play fantasy football and you see a player that's on your own team. Sometimes you have the fantasy football goggles on and you can't see clearly, you know. But I agree with Heath and you that it's right there in front of them, and especially for a rookie, they love that. You know what I mean? They love to prove it. And San Diego's always had a pedigree of good backs. It just seems like they always have them. They had Natrone Means. Google it.
Eric Bieniemy.
Lionel Little Train James. Google it, baby.
That's a good one.
Love the little train. Great guy. Well, that's what I was wondering. You know, do I have the goggles because I got this connection to this kid and I'm really high on him, or I got to get the unbiased opinion.
What I would say is when you're watching him in the preseason, because you're going to be able to watch him the whole time because you live there, watch him in the preseason and see how he hits the edge. If he can outrun guys to the edge of the line before he gets first contact off the right tackle or off the left tackle, depending on where they're going to run, if they're going to run him off tackle, and see if he hits the edge. If he can get off the edge, then you know you got something special. Okay?
Good.
So that's something I would look for when you're watching a back.
And in the same, like with Sean Green, I don't mean to go back to it, but you could see as he got more carries that he knew he could do it. Like he knew he could run over people. It's that confidence that a rookie gets. And at some plays, you're going to look at him and be like, oh, my God, what are you doing? But, again, the speed of the game is so much different from college to pro that once these guys can kind of figure it out, then they become really dangerous. And because they're rookies, the other teams that are game planning don't know their tendencies yet. Do you know what I mean? They don't know that, oh, he likes to run out of bounds when he, or this, that, or the other thing. So that's another good thing about rookies is the intangible. No one knew that Sean Green could run over everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's probably, if you're going to draft him in a league, I would say Ryan Matthews is probably going to cost you about a fourth-round pick, which is pretty high to take a rookie who may hit a wall late in the season. If you can get him later than that, wow. It would be a big steal, I think. But it depends on how he blows up in the preseason. If he doesn't look that special in the preseason, then that number's going to drop. But I would say right now he's going in the fourth round.
Sounds good. All right, thanks, fellas.
All right,
thanks, Buster.
Keep listening and download the podcast at chataboutit.com. Heath, let's get one more team before we go to the break.
Sure, the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Kansas City Chiefs are on the clock.
Jamaal Charles. Wow, we were I was so close to getting him last year. He's the first player in NFL history to have over 1,100 yards rushing on less than 200 carries. The only NFL player to do that in less than 200 carries. He didn't take over a full-time job until Week 10, and he finished as the number 12 running back.
But
he's exciting to watch. I was just talking about getting to the edge with Ryan Matthews, and this guy gets to the edge, man. He beats you to the edge, and I was so excited about this. I'm like, this is great. This is the guy I'm going to target next year. And then they went out and they got Thomas Jones. And I'm like, you're killing me with this. He was going to have a breakout running back number 1 season. It was going to be awesome. And now I have to temper my enthusiasm for this because what can happen? He's a smaller back. He could get hurt. Thomas Jones is the insurance policy. Thomas Jones has had 5 consecutive 1,000-yard rushing seasons. Now, the Kansas City line isn't as good as the New York Jets line.
Right.
But now what do? Oh, my gosh. It's a quandary. I'm saying Jamaal Charles, you got to get him in now in the 3rd or 4th round, where before you were probably going to have to spend a 2nd-rounder on him.
Right.
And then Thomas Jones, you have to take him in like the 8th or 9th round, which is fair value for him, I think.
Yeah.
But it may be too much if Jamaal Charles says, step back, TJ, I got it. you know?
Right. But that's why they got Thomas Jones, because they're not sure.
He's going to be a goal line back. At least he's going to vulture touchdowns from Jamal Charles.
Of
but
course.
Jamal Charles is getting these big long runs last year, you know. But you have to look at these players. I'm going to tell you why. Why do you think I'm going to tell you to look at these players? Fantasy playoffs, baby.
Here you
go. In the 14th week, they were at San Diego, and then the 15th week, they get the Rams. They get to go in the Dome in December.
And they might even be actually playing for their own playoff lives.
Yeah, they might be playing for
is so
something.
weak.
And then they host Tennessee, they stuffed the run. But the team, they cut Colby Smith last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say. They have Jackie Battle and Javaris Williams and Keyshawn Moore, who may be fighting for one roster spot between him, given that Dexter McCluster, who's the big guy, we'll talk about him with the wide receiver show. Dexter McCluster is like he's the slash everything guy. He's the wide receiver. I'm going to give him the ball in the backfield. They're very excited about him. He's going to be given touches out of the backfield as well.
Here's an interesting note about the Chiefs head coach that I heard, is that he has never played football on any level.
The guy knows offense.
Man. I know. Hey, he knows how to run the ball, because they did it with Jamal Charles, who got picked up on the waiver wire. And that's how some teams win their thing, because of one good week that turns into a season.
It's true.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll be talking about those Miami Dolphins, ladies and gentlemen. Always call 877-CHAT-212 and get our show on chataboutit.com on the podcast, and we'll be right back.